Hi, today I'm going to share with you what are the factors that affect Singapore property prices. Before we move on, first now let us analyze and understand the property market trend and movement.
This is the overall trend property price index from 4th quarter 1975 to 4th quarter 2021. As you can see from the trend chart, over the past 4 decades, property cycle is on the uptrend. We can also analyze that the lowest point is always higher than the previous lowest point. Now, let us analyze and understand the trend cycle from 1975. As we can see from 1975 to 1983, Singapore property price index actually was on the rise before world economic crash hit us on 1983. The property price index actually dipped 35.8% before it starts to recover from 1986. From 1986 to 1996, Singapore property price actually enjoyed a good growth of 442.7% over the period of 10 years before Asia financial crisis hit us. The property price index dipped 44.9% when the financial crisis hit us on year 1997, and it took us almost 2 years before it starts to recover again on year 1999. From 1999, the property price index rose 40.4% within 2 years period before dot-com crisis and SARS hit us on year 2000 and 2003 respectively before it starts to recover again in year end 2003. The property price index rose 57.8% within 5 years from 2003 to 2008 before global financial crisis hit us again on year 2008. The property price index dipped 23.1% before it starts to recover again from year 2009. From there, the property price index enjoyed a good growth of 62.2% from 2009 to 2013 before the implementation of the TDSR and ABSD cooling measures. I'll be covering the topic of TDSR, Total Debt Service Ratio, and what it is actually about in my next video. As we can see from the trend, the property price index actually dipped 11.7% upon the implementation of the cooling measures from 2013 to late 2016 before it started to rise again from early 2017. The property price index rose 11.7% within a year and the new cooling measures were implemented from 2018. Property price index fell 0.7% before it started to rise again on year 2019.
Despite the cooling measures that was in place in 2018, the property price index rose 15.1% from 2019 to 4th quarter 2021 until another set of new cooling measures was implemented on December 16, 2021. Now we have seen and better understand how the property market trend movement for the past 4 decades. Let us analyze and conclude what are the key factors that affect Singapore property prices. As we can analyze from the trend cycle, external factors such as financial crisis and economic crash are the key factors that affect property prices. We can also see that when prices spike, government will tighten policy such as introducing cooling measures to stabilize the market. I will also be covering through the topic of cooling measures on my next video. For now, we got to understand the purpose of cooling measures are not to bring down the property prices. In fact, the true objective is to align income growth with property prices so as to keep the property price in check and maintain affordability. We can also analyze that Singapore property prices tends to enjoy higher growth cycle after a dipping cycle. From the trend cycle over the past 4 decades, we can conclude that Singapore property trend is always on the uptrend. New low point is higher than previous low point. Therefore, based on my personal opinion, if you are looking to buy a property, don't wait to buy to wait instead. Because the trend cycle has shown that Singapore property market is always on the uptrend. However, choosing the right property is also crucial because not all properties enter at the same time and exit at the same time will make a good profit. Some owners in fact lose money. Why is that so? I'll be sharing my research and insight about key factors to look at when choosing your next property on my coming videos. So stay tuned.